Released on March 26, 2015 in China for PC, with a translated version first appearing on Steam Greenlight on September 10, 2015, before appearing on the Steam Store on February 25, 2016, we have, and excuse my pronunciation, Xuan-Yuan Sword, The Gate of Firmament. The game is in fact a tales, or side story, of the main Xuan-Yuan Sword games, which started back in 1990. The Gate of Firmament is the first in the series to get a release in English, and at the time of this review a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One port is in the works, although it is unknown when they will be released. The game was developed by Domo Studios, who are part of their publisher Softstar Entertainment, who are based in Taiwan. The game takes place in 1341 BC during the mid-Shang dynasty in China and revolves around the adventures of a young man named Xuan-Yuan. Xuan-Yuan is an excellent trap maker, and it's thanks to his traps that his village has been kept safe from outside invaders. However, a series of events occur, and as a result, Xuan-Yuan is tasked with escorting a mysterious young lady named Mo-Ye back home. With her, they're joined by a mystical piglet they named Archie, who has the ability to capture monsters using the urn on his back. Along the way, they also meet Zuqiao, a high priestess who's to marry the Prince of Shang, and Feng Yu, a man with ties to the Shang court. Together they initially travel with their own destinations and goals in mind, however, fate has other things in store for them. But, is the game any good? Find out in The Good. I quite thoroughly enjoyed the Chinese setting of the game. It's certainly a great change of pace and doesn't go too overboard with the fantasy setting until quite late in the game, despite having a town where the water is on fire. In regards to technology, the game stays within its historic setting, so again, not until late in the game, you won't see a gun, machine or vehicles to make travelling faster, and the one piece of technology that's in the game is just an elevator to take you somewhere. Locations look really nice and very different from one another, and there's quite a bit of attention to detail which I thought was quite cool. A reoccurring event from previous games involves meeting with members of Domo and going to their headquarters where newcomers to the series, such as myself, could see art and items from previous games in the series. A little off-putting though are some of the questions the team asks, which do require you to know a little about the history of the games in order to complete a side quest, but I won't hold that against them. Music I think was appropriate to the game, and I found it a treat to listen to. The game's story I found to be quite engaging. Throughout the story you learn a little about the characters, their quirks and the world around them. Character development was handled very well, and the most evident example would be Mo-Ye's role in the game. In the beginning she only spoke when she needed to and kept to herself. As a matter of fact, she remains silent when she first meets Xuan-Yuan. Over the course of the game, by travelling with him and the others, she begins to open up and talk more with the others, and even puts helping people in need over needing to get home. The characters are quite relatable, and there are quite a number of humorous moments throughout the game which I did enjoy as well. Most of the game mechanics were also something I quite liked. The game features a basic crafting mechanic where you can find or purchase recipes and create items using materials gained at the end of battle or found in chests. The battle system is a lot deeper than I'd initially thought, with formations giving certain status benefits which can be combined with a monster that you can capture in the game. Battle happens in real time and commands can be issued to the active player by pressing a key or button to perform an action. Attacks can be chained together, and once you reach a particular level, you can end those chains with a special move. Characters also have available to them elemental spells which they can use in battle as well. The monster capture system is another feature I quite liked. Monsters can be captured by sending out Archie, who can suck the monster into the urn on his back. That monster can then be used for a number of different things. They can be used to power up artifacts the party picks up over the course of the game to increase their effects when equipped by party members. They can also be fused with certain items or other monsters in order to make an even stronger monster which you can use to power up your formations, as well as call out to attack when in battle. This adds another strategic element to the game, and powering up artifacts has been a real help to me. However, not everything in the game is good, which brings us to the bad. I feel that this is more subjective on my part, but while I do like the story, I think that its execution could do with some work, particularly with the large amount of cutscenes in the game. The game's main story features over 250 cutscenes, and some of them can even get up to 10 minutes or longer. While they can be skipped, I elected not to in case something important to the plot or to the current quest is mentioned. The English translation to the game is a bit iffy, with spelling mistakes, punctuation in unusual places, telling me I'm receiving an item when I'm using it, or better yet, completely untranslated text. However, I'll let most of that slide as this is the first game in the series to receive an English translation. I think maybe shortening some of the cutscenes or having them less frequently and a little more vigilant in checking the translation would have been good. I didn't encounter many bugs in my playthrough, but the ones I did encounter were either funny, minor nuisances, or game breaking. The latter only happened in one particular area of the game, and I just had to save more frequently as the bug only happened at random. How the game handled side quests is something I didn't like either. Throughout the game, your party members each have their own personal side quests, and you can also complete side quests at every town you go through in the game. The problem here though is that the side quests are only available at a certain point of the game and last for a limited amount of time. The game gives no indication when new side quests are available, which means unless you're checking every time something in the game happens, you can easily miss a quest because you've progressed too far. A lot of quests require you to come back and check up on people or things later, and those ones I felt were the easiest ones to miss. A number of the side quests can only be started and completed by a certain party member, so in this example, Moyu can't interact with an item that's supposed to be part of Sekongyu's quest. I think a notification that side quests have been updated or new ones are available could have easily solved this headache. I think that's all I really needed to cover here, so it's time to give the opinion. Xuan-Yuan Sword is a very nice change of pace from a lot of the JRPGs I've played. The Taiwanese certainly know how to tell a story, but I feel that the cutscenes do drag on a little too long. If you enjoy playing JRPGs, then I think you'd certainly enjoy this game, long cutscenes and the handling of side quests aside. And I would definitely like to see more of the games in future being localized, or even some of the earlier games receiving translations. In the 60 plus hours I've spent with the game, I've quite enjoyed it, and once you complete the game there is some New Game Plus content, so it does promote replayability as well. So with that, it's time for my rating. Xuan-Yuan Sword, the Gate of Firmament, gets the time King Wuding of Shang reigned, out of 10. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next Infinite Backlog review.